I need to move this a little this way. Just slightly. Hopefully the microphone is not too far away because I can't talk super loud. I've been building up this video in my mind for quite some time. I haven't uploaded in a month, and it wasn't my intention to just stop uploading without any explanation to YouTube, but it just kind of happened that way, and honestly it felt right and I don't regret it. Anyway, hi. If you are new to my channel, my name is Tiffany and I am from growingdawn.com. I thought I would just keep it kind of casual today because honestly I am not feeling great, and it just feels right to sit down on my couch with a cup of tea and just kind of catch up with you all about what's been going on, because when we left off here there was a lot going on, and there still is a lot going on. A lot has changed even just in a month. I am getting over a cold or sinus infection of some sort. As long as I use my lower register, I can get things out a little more easily without going into a coughing fit. So if I sound strange or a little bit quiet, that's why. If you are subscribed to my email list, you already know that the Lord told me to take a social media fast for the month of January, and also to take a break from making videos. And so, of course, when God speaks, we obey him, right? So that is what I've been doing. I've just been taking a little bit of a break from creating content, making videos, posting on social media, reading social media. You guys know, if you have been watching my videos, that Steven and I had COVID at the beginning of December, and we got over it, you know, fairly quickly considering. But ever since then, it seems like there have been very few days that our whole family has been well, like feeling normal. The kids have dealt with stomach bugs, random fevers, sinus drainage, and now Steven and I are sick, and we've been dealing with, you know, not feeling well off and on. So December and January has just been like 2 solid months of sickness, which is so strange for us. I don't think that any of us got sick at all throughout all of 2021 until the very end. So it's been a weird couple of months. It's been a very trying couple of months, but it's been good. It's given us the opportunity to grow. Let's just say that. We have gotten to spend a lot more time together as a family, and that has been great. I'm thankful for that. It's not like I've just been sitting back and like relaxing this last month. I've still been working just as hard on creating, but instead of creating content online, I have been working on something different. Okay. Yeah, I can tell that's a lot better. Yeah, that's better. It's a new day. I am a musician and a songwriter and a worship leader. And the Lord told me that I was supposed to spend the month of January really focusing on the music that he's given me. That is what I've really been focusing on and working on this last month, and I've made a lot of progress. And now I feel like I can get back into making content here and just kind of letting that process of finishing what I'm working on over here work itself out, because I've really done the hard work that needed to be done in order to get that ball rolling. So I know that probably the main thing that you guys are wondering is what happened with the drop calf. In my last video, I showed the day that we brought a drop calf home for Beulah, our mini Jersey. And the reason that we brought a drop calf home is because she had a stillbirth, which ended in a C-section. And if you want to see that, you can see the whole thing. I'll link it here. The birth was crazy. It was just a crazy few days. Well, a week really, because I think we brought him home right around a week after she gave birth, maybe a little less than that. Anyway, that's where we left off. And now he is actually not here anymore. I realized that there's going to be people out there that give me some flack for this. But really, you just have to understand our situation. So when we left off, it was the first day that Boaz had been here, and we were trying to get him grafted on to Beulah. Well, that happened fairly easily. Of course, those first couple days, you're just kind of wondering. I'm gonna let you get your socks on. Anyway, where was I? Had to help the little one get outside. I was talking about Boaz. Oh yeah, grafting. We got him grafted to Beulah fairly easily. I mean, the first day we had to give him a bottle, maybe the first couple of days. But after that, we were very confident that he was nursing off of her and that he was, getting adequate milk from her. And they took to each other really well. I think that honestly he was more fond of her than she was of him, at least in the beginning. But she took to him and she let him nurse. It was working out just fine, and it really helped us out to have him for the time that we did, because we were able to go down to just once a day milking, which was really nice. It worked really well to just have to milk once a day, like through the holidays and while we were kind of dealing with sicknesses and stuff like that. But obviously we were getting less milk. We were getting maybe about a gallon a day, sometimes a little less than that. Actually, it was probably more like 3/4 of a gallon a day on average while he was here. So he was taking a lot of the milk. And I think part of the reason for that is because he was a standard Jersey calf and she's a mini. So it makes sense to me that he was just requiring more than like her own biological calf would have required, just because of his size. He was bigger than her biological calf would have been. But it was working well, and we still, kind of planned to keep him until he was of weaning age, which for calves is usually around 3 to 4 months. But he ended up being horned, for one thing, which I was not expecting. We didn't have time to run tests and all of that for him before we brought him here. So the dairy that we got him from told me that he should be polled because his parents were polled. We also knew that he was going to need to be castrated if we were going to keep him past weaning age, which we considered. There have been people that have butchered bulls a little bit early. Like typically, if you're going to raise a bull or a steer for meat, you want to wait till they're around 18 months in order to get the best marbling, in order for them to have enough fat on them. But there have been people that have butchered them early, like 9 or 10 months, and gotten a good amount of beef. So we even considered doing that. But in the end, thinking about how much milk we were going to be losing in order to keep him, and then thinking about the money that we were going to have to put into dehorning and castrating him, it just ended up that it was going to not be worth it, basically. The money that we would have put into that would have been more than what he was worth, or even what he would have been worth. So we made the decision to go ahead and ask around. We started out just asking around our community. I ended up messaging a friend of mine that lives super close, and her sister was actually interested and they wanted to pick him up that day. So I was like, how about tomorrow? Yeah, we sold him really quickly. It ended up working out really well. And I actually just checked in with her yesterday to see how he was doing, and she said he's doing great. He has been halter trained. He leads around like a little dog on a leash. I have felt kind of bad for Beulah also because she had a friend, and you know, now he's gone. But honestly, I expected it to go a lot worse than it did as far as how she handled it. She was upset at us for a couple of days, but after that, she really didn't protest or seem sad about it anymore. She just kind of went back to normal. I really think that Beulah is a rare temperament of cow. And the more that I talk to other people that have cows, and the more I observe other cows, like the more I realize that. And I think that we're really blessed to have her. Most cows would not handle being alone as well as she does. I get a lot of people asking me, why do you just have one cow? Aren't they herd animals? Isn't it bad for them to be alone? And I think that for some cows that may be the case, but I really think that there are some out there that do just fine being alone and it doesn't really affect them or upset them. Not that they wouldn't want to have a friend. I know that she has always enjoyed it anytime that we have put her in with other cows or cattle. But she tends to handle being alone just as well. So I don't think that's the case for every cow. I think that it's just her temperament. And I'm really thankful for that because, again, we don't have room here for more than one cow. And if we had more room here, then we absolutely would have kept Boaz until he was of age. Honestly, if we had room, by this point, I would have a second dairy cow. But we just don't have the space. We're on 1 acre of land, and one mini Jersey cow is all that we have space for. So there you have it. As far as how milking is going, it is going great. I said in my newsletter the other day that, you know, the first week or so was really hard, and it honestly felt like me going through that first week postpartum with her. Like, I just related to that and like was kind of going through that physical process and like those emotions, because there was less sleep. There was a learning curve to having to figure out how to milk an engorged cow. And on top of that, we didn't have a calf to help us out. That was another reason that we had to get something on her, because she was just not letting down for us, and she was constantly engorged. You know, as soon as Boaz got nursing on her, it made the milking process so much easier. But anyway, once we got through that initial learning curve, I would say of about a week or so, milking started getting a lot easier, and she kind of got used to the routine. And now we've been milking for a month and a half, and it is just like second nature to her. Like, she goes straight into the stanchion in the morning, she goes straight into the stanchion at night without being led at all. She stands perfectly still. She never kicks. She did kick a few times when we were first learning, but at this point she never ever kicks. She stands there still. She goes straight to her stanchion. She's just super good. She's a joy to milk, honestly. And I just love her. And I think it's amazing that we're getting 2 gallons a day out of her being so small. So I know that she has a great udder. I know that she's healthy. She's producing a great amount of milk for her size. So yeah, I really couldn't be more thrilled about the milking process and how that's going. So with all that milk that we're getting, we've been having to figure out what to do with it because, you know, when we had Boaz, there was a lot less output, so it was like easier for us to keep up with. But ever since we sold him a few weeks ago, we've had a lot more milk to keep up with. Basically 14 gallons a week. What do we do with 14 gallons a week? It's a lot. Our family has been drinking unlimited milk, but even with us drinking unlimited milk, I don't think we could go through half of that in a week. So we're a family of 6. So with that being said, I've been trying to learn how to make cheese. I've made mozzarella, I've made queso fresco, accidentally, but it was good. I've made butter. I am waiting on a yogurt culture to get here, and I plan on making lots of yogurt very soon. We have shared with friends and family. We've traded it for various things here in our community, and so we've been staying on top of it. But I am seeing that we could do a little bit better as far as just figuring out how to use it and what to do with all of it. We ended up buying a second fridge for our barn. We just got that like last week, and that has been good because now I don't have like our main fridge just full of milk all the time. I actually have room for other things. Yeah, that is where we're at with milking. I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to update you all on. I really wanted to let you know where we were at with Beulah and with milking because I know that was kind of like a dramatic end that I left you all on. So if you want to keep up even more on kind of like a daily basis, like what is going on around here, be sure to follow me on Instagram. And if you want to get news about what is happening here, be sure to sign up for my email list because I usually send things out there first. I will leave a link below in the description box. I really appreciate you guys being here. I would ask you to subscribe because I do have a lot of really cool things planned and a lot of really informative things I think planned for those of you who are looking into getting a Homestead dairy cow, who are trying to learn about what it takes to have a family cow and if you can do it on a very small plot of land. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to subscribe and go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video.